Okay, good evening to everyone. You are warmly welcome to the fifth session of the ninth competency. So today, I think even in your schools, right now, this subject has been introduced long time ago, and some of you have faced one or two term tests maybe, and if you have concentrated, right, on this subject a bit, you might have realized, right, this is a practical subject. Make a practical subject. This is a practical subject, right? So my aim is to provide, right, or to teach the subject in a way, where everybody can understand, right, the importance of it. Okay, so Pata, I think we are right now. We are in a good position, as particular class, right? And because I got to know, right, some of your marks for the term tests, right, in some other schools, Magi school, so they are doing quite well. But listen to me, it is not your maximum level, right? Therefore, children, so please concentrate on everything that is taught in the class. So with that intention, let's start today's session, where I'm starting today's activity with, right, an activity. So today's session with an activity, right? So the first one is, in this column, I have given the transactions. Now concentrate. Transactions which were recorded, or which were took place in the business, right? And in this column, I have given, right, how those transactions have affected or influenced the bank records. Okay, so based on this information, I'm preparing the bank account. And based on this, I'm preparing the bank statement. I told you last week that I'm going to teach you how to prepare the bank account and the bank statement. I think this part is already done. But like, compare these two columns very carefully, right? Especially for check transactions, right? Most of the time, the check transactions are not taking place on the same day in the bank. Right? For an example, when you deposit cash, Puta, normally the cash is realized on the same day because it is cash, no? Nothing to be checked. Within a few minutes, the cash will be deposited in the bank. So business and the bank records the cash deposits on the same day at the same moment, but not like a check. Look at the second transaction. On 5th of May, the business has purchased furniture valued rupees 30,000, right? But that check has been presented to the bank on 6th of May. That is obvious, right? When you pay someone with a check, right, that there is no requirement for that person to present the check to the bank on the same day, right? So he can keep the check in his hand, and when he gets the time, he deposits the check. Okay, and the same thing can be done by the business also. Okay, once the business collects the check, it records by the business, right, when it is deposited. But it is realized. For the realization, Puta, it takes a time, right? For an example, let's say on 7th May, the business received rupees 25,000. on that day, on this date, Puta, the check was deposited in the bank, not received. Okay, deposited, right? Do you know this check is for the realization part? It takes time. Okay, make a realize, take a can. Therefore, it has been realized on 9th of May. Okay, great. Now, with that intention, let's move to the worksheet. Pute, hamo make a math එක කරගන්න ඕන. Right. First, I'm going to prepare the bank account. Bank account. මම මේකේ details වැඩි දාලා නැහැ. Right. පොඩි bank account එකක් තියෙන්නේ මට. Right. අපි මේ අවශ්‍ය කරන දේවල් ටික විතරක් record කරගමු. හරි? Right. Today, the first transaction is fallen on 1st of May. So I put the date as 1st of May. It's a deposit. So as the description, right? Description, I record capital, right? Capital. Amount is 80,000. First, I'm going to prepare the bank account. Then I make a format right? Put here. You write the date first, and then write capital here. Knowledge of ledger folio, discounts of nothing is available. Put the amount in here. I'm agree with you, right? Format date, description, and the amount. Understood? Second transaction, it is a payment. Why? The business has purchased. When the business purchased the furniture, always concentrate the double entry. Where to debit it? Furniture account debit. And this payment is made through a check now. So we have to credit the bank account. So I'm recording it in the credit side now. The date is, put the correct date, 5th of May. Description is furniture. Don't forget to include the check number 1230. Put the check number also. 1230, amount 30,000 rupees. Ara columns to name. Date, description, amount. Yeah. Right. Third one, received 25,000 for a sale on 7th May. So we deposit it. On 7th of May, we deposit a check received from a sale. Description is sales. Pute matakatu patio check number kadan 9562. 9562. Amount of the deposit is 25,000. Deposits in the debit side, payments in the credit side. That is how the business updates the bank account. Asset increase is a debit, asset decrease is a credit. Right? Great. Fourth, paid Sumudu rupees 28,000. It's a payment on 12th May. So recorded in the credit side. First record the date, 12th of May, particular Sumudu, check number 1231. And the amount is, amount is 28,000. 28,000. Puluang aya duniti additions, but if you are confident, you can move on. Others, they can follow the directions of mine. Amir, Oshani, Puluan nang karanyan. Herschel, Javin, Netni, right? All the Puluam aya vade karaginian. Harida, Anitaya Matekin, Kisi Prashnak. Now the next one. Transaction 5, number 5. We have received a check from Jayat. 16,000 on 19th May. 19th of May, Jayat. We have received a check bearing the number 7851. 7851. The value of the check collected check is 16,000. Bank account debit. Remember, on the same day, business credits Jayat's account. Always concentrate. There is a double entry. When you debit an account, the same is credited to another account. That is what is accounting about. Okay, good. Number 6, purchases through a check 23,000 on 22nd May. Check number 1232. Right, the date is Puta 22nd of May. Right, it is purchases. Check number 1232. Value is 23,000. 23,000. It's a purchase. And the next transaction is also a payment. It's a payment of salaries. The date 24th May. Description, salaries. The check number 1233. Value is 20,000. 20,000. And the last one, last check, it is received a check value 30,000 for a sale. So debit the bank account 26th May. Description, sales. Check number 6523. Check number 6523. Valued 30,000 rupees. 30,000 rupees. Okay, Pita. Now, let's get the addition or the balance of the bank account. It seems that the debit side exceeds the credit side. That's why we have 80,000, 30,000. So, get the total of the debit side, that is 151,000. So I think we have studied about the balancing of the ledger accounts. Same rule of principle is applied here. And after balancing, Puta, the other side also should equal to 151,000. Api balance balance the weight of both the sides have to be tallied. Right? Right. Now let's balance this off. Right? So Puta, as at 31st of May, as at 31st May, balance carried down BCD, it is 151,000 minus 101,000. The addition of these figures is, it is 101. The difference is 50,000 rupees. So according to the record of the business, yes, Duniti, very good. It is 50,000. That is the balance of the bank account according to the business records in the business. Okay. Now this one, let's update the bank statement. Now listen to me. Now you have to think like the bank. Now when you prepare this account, you are preparing this from the business's perspective. But this is updated according to the bank's perspective. චුට්ටක් බලා ගන්න. මොකද මතක තියාගන්න මම කිව්වා I told you last week when someone deposit the checks deposits in the bank account that is recognized as a liability. It is a liability to the business. Be careful. Right. So now I am concentrating. I am concentrating on this column. This one, bank. Let's see how the bank updates this. Right. The first transaction in the bank. The date is 1st of May. Why? That 80,000 has been realized on the same day. Look what I'm going to do. 1st of May. Particulars. Business doesn't know. Sorry, the bank doesn't know what is it. For the bank, it is cash. Business has, so the bank has received cash. Pute, when the business received this cash, the liability of the bank goes up. Therefore, what do? They credit it. How much? They credit 80,000 to the bank statement. And you know something? This becomes the balance of the bank now, 80,000. After the deposit, there is a balance of 80,000 in the bank. Okay. Second transaction, listen to me. I'm concentrating on the bank column. 6th May. On 6th of May, check number 1230 has presented for payments. Bank doesn't know for what purpose the business issue. The bank is concentrating on the check number. Check number, right? What is the check number? 1230. It has been presented for payments. That means the bank has paid this. In other words, the liability of the bank goes down now. The value is 30,000. You are the business and I am the bank. You have deposited 80,000 on the first day. So I mean the bank has 80,000 cash which belongs to you. And as the second transaction, you have issued a check to someone and that person has presented the check to me. I have made the payment. Therefore, my liability is decreased by 30,000. Now I have a question. Can someone tell me what would be the balance after making the payment of 30,000? Anyone in the class? Balance එක කීයද පුතා? නියමයි හර්ෂල්. දුනිති තේරෙනවද? සනුක ඔන්නෝම ඉගෙන ගන්න. දුනිති වැරදි නේද? After making a payment of 30,000, what is the balance? Do you understand? We had 80,000 here. We made a payment of 30. Now the balance is 50,000. Jevin, niyamai. So listen to me. To the balance, the debited values are deducted. From the balance, the debited values are deducted. Then think what would be the credit balance, credited balance. Let's move to the next one. Next transaction, children. It is 9th May. So from the bank's viewpoint, it is realized. So the bank doesn't know for how the check is received. The bank is concentrating on the check number. So on this date, check number 9562 has been realized. Once again, the liability of the business increases. What is the value? 25,000. See, the presented checks are debited, the realized checks are credited. Damma boluwata දාගන්න හරිම වැදගත් දෙයක්. Now tell me, right? What would be the balance? What would be the balance after this transaction on 9th? Previous balance is 50,000. What would be the balance? Very good. 50 plus 25. Now it is 75,000. 75. Right. The next transaction from the bank's point of view is 14th May. 14th of May. Right. It is a presented check. Check number 1231. Value of the check is Puta 28,000. Remember, the presented check should be debited. What is the balance now? Previously it was 75 minus 28. It is 47,000. From the previous balance, the debited value should be deducted. And the next is 20th May. 20th of May. It is a deposited check. Check number 7851. Check number 7851. Right? The value is 16,000. Update the balance. Add 16,000 to the previous balance. Now it is 63,000. 63,000. Okay, great. The next one, the date is 23rd May. Check number 1232. And remember, it is a presented check for payments. And the value is 23,000. minus not required. Now the balance is 63 minus 23, 40,000. 40,000. of May. 24th of May. Again, a presented check. Check number 1233. 1233. Value is 20,000. Now it is 40,000 minus 20. That is 20,000. 20,000. Next date is 26th of May. 26th of May. Sorry, 27th. Sorry, 27th. 27th of May. Check number 6523. It's a credited check. It's a realized check. So credited 30,000. What is the balance now? Name additions. The balance is 50,000. 50,000. Now, do you see? When the transactions which have been recorded by the bank is 100% identical with the transactions which have been updated by the business, the carried down balance of the business bank account is or should equal to the closing balance of the bank statement. That is how we receive 50,000 in both these accounts and statement. Why? the transactions which have been taken place by in the business have been taken place in the same way in the bank. There are no other extra transactions, right? There are no mistransactions in the bank statement, right? Do you understand how to prepare the bank account and the bank statement now? Any doubts? Any doubts? These are very small things, but it doesn't matter. It is for your knowledge. Even a small thing. Let's say, if you learn at least one new thing every day, do you know, right? Do you know, in an year, you have learned 365 things. So as a student, isn't it enough? Isn't it enough? So let's say, if you are capable, if you learn new, 2 things a day, at the end of 1 year, you have learned 730 new experiences. Right? What would think? It is five new things. See, this is how we it creates a successful person. Right? I'm always telling the students, right? Don't just come to school. Don't just come to this class for the sake of coming, because your parents settled the fees. No, you have to come here with a purpose, with an idea. I have to learn a new thing today. So come with that particular purpose. On every week, every day, I'm trying my best to give you that experience. I am right. I am responsible because you have trusted in me. Right? Okay, this sir will teach me the subject perfectly. But your parents have put their faith in me. So I can't be a failure. So I'm trying my best. I'm doing my best for you children. Okay, great. Now, do you understand, right? What would happen when the business transactions are 100% equal to the bank transactions? Here we have the answer. Here we have the answer. Duniti, that means overdrawn balances. We're discussing about it later, right? But in O levels, we are not discussing about that much regarding the right overdrawn balances. But let's discuss about it later. Okay, Buddha? Overdraft balance, right? Sometimes in the bank statement also we might have a negative balance. Okay, great. Let's move to the next activity now. Reasons for disagreement, right? As per the bank account and the balance as per bank statement. Now, according to the previous activity, do you see the balance as per bank account and the balance as per bank statement must be equal? Why? Right? Under which condition? When the transactions that have been recorded by the business is 100% equal to the transactions that have been updated in the bank account. Remember that. But do you know, this is not satisfied always, because there are some reasons. Hari, today. පොඩක් නාපු පාරක් මේක බලන්න. මේක බලන්න නාපු පාරක්. ඔයගේ කරපු නෝට් එක දිහා බලන්න පොඩ්ඩක්. පුතා. පොඩ්ඩක් බලන්න ඔයගේ ඔයා කරපු ගණන් දෙක දිහා. හරිද? ඔන්න මම ආපහු ටියුට් එකට එනවා. දැන් පුතා give me a minute, okay? Give me a minute. Now look at this. Okay. The first reason is this. Palawen reason එක මේක. හරිද? පළවෙනි එකට අපි කියනවා මෙන්න ලස්සන වචනයක්, right? First one, put number 1 here. The first reason is unrealized checks. Unrealized checks. Unrealized checks. Right, the first one. Okay. And number two is, right, number 2, unpresented checks. Unpresented. Unpresented checks. Unpresented checks, number 2. Pute, not only that, right, the bank is making different types of charges, right? One of the charges made by the bank is, Puta, now listen to me, bank is providing a facility to the business, and for that facility, Puta, the bank is charging the bank charges. Bank charges. Bank charges. Hurry, put a minute. And the fourth one, right, it's another charge, that is checkbook charges. Checkbook charges. Checkbook charges. Okay, checkbook charges. Puta. The next is, according to your syllabus, we have to learn another one, that is standing order payments. Standing order. Standing order payments. Standing order payments. The sixth one, right? The last one is direct deposits or direct remittance. Direct deposit or direct remittance. Direct deposit or direct remittance. Right. Now, I'm going to clear all these things. I'm going to discuss about these things in detail, right? I'm starting with the first one, unrealized. අහගන්න දැන් වැඩි හරිම ලේසි අහන් ඉන්නවා. Today, can you remember when the check is deposited? I told you the bank, so the business is debiting the bank account. Business debits the bank account. And once the check is realized, okay, the bank credits the bank statement. But sometimes, Putha, due to some reasons, at the end of an accounting, end of the period, some checks have not been realized. They can be deposited by the business, but not realized to the bank. In other words, added to the bank account, but not added to the bank statement. Added to the bank account. Deposits කියන්නේ it is added to the bank account, but not added to the bank statement. Now let's see what happens here. Make a may video. Right? Today, unrealized checks generate the following impact on the balances. Balance of the bank account. Bank account balance is overstated, right? The bank account balance is overstated. Why? It is deposited in the bank account compared to the bank statement. And here you have to write balance of the bank statement. Bank statement balance is understated. Bank statement balance is understated. Are we clear? Why? It is added to the bank account but not added to the bank statement. When we compare these two balances, the bank account balance is overcasted compared to the bank statement balance. On the other side, bank statement balance is undercasted compared to the bank account balance. Is that clear to you? Great. Number 2, unpresented checks. The checks issued by business, which are not presented to the bank for make payments as at a certain date, are called as unpresented checks. Now this time, the business has made a payment. From the bank account, it is deducted. But from the bank statement, it is not deducted, as the check is not presented for payment yet. Therefore, right, as a result of the unpresented checks, this happens. The balance of the bank account is undercasted. Balance is understated. Bank business එක අඩු කරලා. Once the check is issued, the business credits the bank account. But this has not been presented for payment. From the bank, it is not yet been deducted. So from the bank statement, right? Bank statement balance is overstated. Bank statement balance is overstated. Right. Charges made by the bank. Now listen to me. I told you that the bank is making different charges. Bank charges, checkbook charges, and sometimes interest on overdrafts. Right? As charge. So whatever the charge is, right? Do you know the bank has deducted it? මම මේක මෙහෙම පොඩ්ඩක් වෙනස් විදිහට ලියන්න. Bank is deducted them in the bank statement. The bank is deducted them in the bank statement. බැංකුව මේක අඩු කරලා තියෙනවා. Additions unpresent checks වල ලියන්න ඕනේ පුතේ. unpresent checks වල මොකද ලියුවේ? අහගන්න. Bank account previous one, right? Bank account balance is undercasted. Bank statement, under the bank statement balance is overcast. අඩු කරලා නැහැ බැංකුව තාම. So compared to the bank account balance, the statement balance is overstated. And this one, balance of the bank account. From the bank account, this has not been deducted yet. Not deducted by the business, right? Since, right, the bank statement is received. Since the bank statement is not received, not deducted by the business. Business doesn't know about this particular deduction which has been done by the bank. So the business will get to know about this deduction only after the collection of the bank statement. But as for this moment, the business has done nothing for this, but it is deducted from the bank statement. Right? Have you finished with this one? Number four, standing order payments. Putanam, listen to me. If you are an account holder, you can give orders to the bank. Make this payment on behalf of me. Make this particular payment to this account on this date. You can give the orders. So once you have provided this order in a professional way, the bank, right, make those deductions. Therefore, what do the bank do? The bank statement balance, right? The bank deduct the payments according to the orders received from the business the same day to the same account, to the ordered account. The bank is transferring the money. That means the bank deducts it. The bank deducts it. And the bank account, have no proof to make these deductions until it receives the bank statement. So here you have to write the business has not deducted the payment or these payments as the bank statement is, right, not received. In other words, the business is recording it only after collecting the bank statement. Are we clear? The business has not deducted these payments as the bank statement is not received. Are we clear? Right? So for the moment, remember, business has not deducted the bank charges, checkbook charges, and also they have not recorded the standing order payments. They will record it after collecting the bank statement only. Number five. Direct remittance. Let's say that you are a debtor of my business. One day, right, normally it means that you are liable to pay the amount to me. You are an asset to my business. You know what you have done on a particular day? You haven't made the payment directly to me, but you have deposited that amount directly in my bank account. You have made that particular addition or the deposit directly in my bank account. Then what happens? Deposits made by the customer directly by the bank are called as direct remittances. Direct remittance generate the following impacts on the following balances. This is also initially recorded by the bank. Why? The deposit is directly made to the bank account. Therefore, the bank does this. Bank does this. Bank is a bank adds the deposit, the direct deposit, once the deposit is received. Deposit is received. On the same day, the bank adds it. Okay, but the business will get to know about this deposit only after the collection of the bank statement. Business records it after collecting the bank statement at the end of every month. Right? At the end of every month, the bank received, so the business received the bank statement. So only with that receipt only, the business will get to know about this deposit. What are the 5 reasons, major reasons? Unrealized checks, unpresented checks, charges made by the bank, standing order payments, and direct deposits. Let's move to activity number 10. Okay. Activity. Right. Then මම කියන විදිහට වැඩේ ලස්සනට කරගන්න ඕනේ. හරිද? Right. I have given you a format of a bank account and a bank statement. හරිද? Right. මේ දෙන්නේ formats දෙක. I have to compare the bank account and the bank statement. Shall I tell you something? When you compare, you have to compare the debit side of the bank account with the credit column of the bank statement. Why? The things that you deposit is credited to the bank statement. The things that you credit are debited to the bank statement. So compare the debit column of the bank account, debit side of the bank account with the credit column, credit side of the bank account with the debit column. හැමෝම තමන්ගේ රතු පාට පෑන හරි මොකක් හරි පෑනක් ගන්න බලන්න. Right? right? I'm starting the proceedings with the balance. But do you see the opening balance in the bank account is equal to the opening balance of the bank statement. So you can place a tick to the value. What is tick to show that the opening balances are identical. Now compare the debit side with the credit column of the bank statement. So do you see this cash deposit is right properly realized? So you can place a tick to those values as well. Value එකටයි දාන්නේ. හොඳේ value එකට දාන්න. Then right, check whether check number 1001B is being realized. 14,000. So since it is realized, you can place a tick to both those values. And check whether the next deposited check 4521 is being realized. Do you see that account? I can handle it. Then you have found a reason now. Puta, you have to circle it. මෙන්න මේ පොඩි circle එකක් අඳින්න එක වටේට, right? පොඩි circle එකක් අඳින්න. Right. Because it was deposited by the business, but it is not realized yet. දැක්කද මම කියපු වචනේ? Deposited by the business, but not realized to the bank. It's an unrealized check. Then the next one, 30,000. It is available in both the statements. So you can take that off. And also check number 2256. Deposited and realized. Realized. And do you see, we have covered all the things in the bank account. We have another item in the bank statement, 16,000. And what is it? It's a direct deposit. Recorded by the bank, but not updated by the business sheet. Now, right? Now update the compare the credit side of the debit column of the bank statement. Start with this point. 22,000, check number 1111. It is correctly presented for payments. Check number 1112, 30,000. Right, issued and presented for payment. Check number 1113, 50,000. Issued and presented for payments. And the other things, right? Other things, give a minute. Current media. Now video video, right? Now this 35,000, it is not presented for payments. Am I correct? So circle it. Why? It is an unpresented check. And also we have, right, 3 elements which have not, right, used in the bank statement. Circle them. Bank charges, checkbook charges, and standing order payment for insurance. Insurance. Then Tirunada. Then Tirunada. Right. Only the Mahano Lassana Prashniak. What are the reasons that we have observed to get this difference? Abbalamuliala. Unrealized check. Check number Check number 4521, valued 36,000. So unrealized checks can be found out in the debit side of the bank account. Deposited but not realized. Then we have the unpresented checks. Check number 1114, 35,000. It's another reason. It was a Valanapati. I forgot to tell you something. Here, the bank account balance is 37,000. Do you see? The bank statement balance is, see, it is 44,000. They are different. But in the previous question, it was the same. But in this question, it is different. Yeah, additions, you write them, write them on the next page. So done with that. Then we have the followings. These two reasons were found in the bank account. Then in the bank statement, we have the followings. Direct deposits recorded by the bank, not by the business. Value is 16,000. And then the bank charges 3,000. The next is Puta. Checkbook charges. Value is 1,000. And the last is standing order payments. Value is 4,000 rupees. These are the reasons which have been affected to get the disagreement of the bank account balance and the bank statement balance. So the next week, I'll be teaching you what to do for these reasons. Next week. Today, on the next week, we are preparing another new account, that is adjusted bank account, and a new statement, that is bank reconciliation statement. Okay, good. So it will be taught to you on the next week. So I think everyone has understood today's session, right? There are no, nothing that you haven't understood. So anyway, if you have anything to be clear, please send me a message. I'm going to answer them. Okay, students. So until that happens, right? Stay safe. Good night, and may God bless you. And Puta, some have not made the payment for September. Please make the payment, right, as soon as possible. Thank you very much. Until we meet again on next week. Stay safe. Good night, and may God bless you.